As separatists continue to stoke fire in the valley, the students in Kashmir want normal life to be restored. Students have demanded to be able to go to colleges and study as the growing unrest in the valley has rendered a huge hit to their academia. A Facebook post by the Director of School Education in Kashmir sarcastically posted, and I quote, "I am the director of shut schools. I need a job." His post, however, invited strong comments. While some expressed sympathy, others lashed out at the director. Educational institutes, remember, have been closed for over 3 months now, and students are facing an irreparable loss in the valley as they continue to cope with their lives after the killing of Hizbul commander Burhan Wani on the 8th of July.
जो कश्मीर का यूथ है, चाहे उसमें बॉयज़ हो या गर्ल्स हो, उनके सामने एक फ्यूचर है, लेकिन बदकिस्मती से कुछ अनासिर ने उन्हें दबा के रखा है और उनके गुंडे उनको बाहर जाने नहीं देते हैं। इम्पैक्ट असर कश्मीरी यूथ पे पड़ रहा है। जो हमारी आने वाली नस्ल है वो बर्बाद हो रही है।
यहाँ तो विंटर्स में वैसे एजुकेशन सिस्टम बैठा हुआ होता है और यही कुछ महीने थे जिसमें बच्चे पढ़ते थे और एग्ज़ाम्स होते थे, कंडक्ट होते थे, लेकिन इस बार जो है काफ़ी मुश्किलात है बच्चों को। बच्चे ट्यूशन सेंटर तो दूर की बात है, घर में भी पढ़ नहीं सकते क्योंकि हालात ही वैसे बने हुए थे। टीयर के शेलिंग हो या फायरिंग हो, उनका जो मेंटलिटी जो उनकी है वो पूरी ख़त्म हो चुकी है।
3 महीने से घर में बैठे, हमारी पढ़ाई पूरी तरह से मुतासर हुई है। हमारा सिलेबस पूरा इनकम्प्लीट है, ज़्यादातर के प्रैक्टिकल जो हमने अभी मार्च से देखे भी नहीं है। इसीलिए हमारी गवर्नमेंट से अपील है कि हमारी डेट शीट में कुछ तब्दीली लाए या मार्च सेशन करे।
Let's go across to Shuja ul Haq joining us with more details on this. Shuja, to really put this into perspective for our viewers, take us through how long educational institutes have remained shut in the valley and what is the kind of loss that students have faced due to this?
Well, education sector has faced a lot of flack because of this unrest. Now we are looking at 92nd day of shutdown, and continuously schools and colleges and all the institutions have been closed. Now the problem in front of the students and the parents is that they are not able to decide whether they should go for this session's annual exams or just skip it. You just saw how the director of the education, Mr. Shah Faisal, has written a very, very interesting line on his Facebook. He says, "I am director of school, shut schools, and I need a job." And because of this one comment, on his Facebook, there are thousands of people who are constantly writing or sharing it and liking it. Clearly gives you an idea of the anxiety that exists among the student community and also the parents at this point of time back home in the valley. Now there, like I was pointing out, the dilemma is how would they cope up with the exams, the final exams that are coming up. The government, so far had decided that it perhaps would postpone these dates towards November because earlier these dates would be in the October month. But even that is something that the parents and the students are finding very difficult because
so there's really not any solution in sight for these students and their futures are at risk. Now, Shuja, I request you to stay on with us. Also joining us over the phone lines is Mr. Sushil Pandit, someone who's of course tracked the crisis in Kashmir over a long duration. Mr. Pandit, we've seen this post coming out from the director of Kashmiri education. He has put out a rather sarcastic post, but don't you think this is the reality at this point, that there needs to be some sort of solution to be reached because these students at the end of the day, their futures are at stake?
I agree with you. It is the future of students whose schools are shut, whose institutions are not functioning. But this is relatively a small question. When the very students whose future you are so worried about are not going to be any better if the schools open, what do? If these students go and pick up stones and become tools in the hands of jihadis in Kashmir, what will you do? So today we have much graver and bigger challenges where the entire schooling system has been subverted, where jihad has struck roots and it is not allowing normal life, normal education to even happen. Where police stations have been abandoned and you want to run schools, it seems there is some kind of black humor being practiced in this bloc.
But Mr.
So-
Pandit, having said that, don't you think the government should possibly intervene and reach some sort of solution for these students? Yes, there are many youngsters today who are involved in the unrest, who are resorting to stone pelting. That is possibly one issue that definitely needs to be addressed. But as far as education is concerned, this is a sector that's been crippled really by the unrest.
Of course it is crippled, but what is crippled today on the face of it is school and education. But you cannot deny the fact that entire overall life has been crippled because of a political agitation, because of complete brainwashing. Even when the curfews are lifted, there are hartals and offs. Who is calling for hartals? Who is calling for a band? Therefore, the permeation of the politics of separatism is at the root of it. And propagation of jihad against India, jihad against system, jihad against education is what is causing this. It cannot be papered over just as missing of classes or sessions by some students. It is strangulating hold of entire political burden suffered by the students today.
Right. Mr. Pandit as well as Shuja, thanks so much for speaking to India today. You know, at this point, 3 months schools have been shut. What is the price of this unrest? We're looking at students' future being completely jeopardized. The next generation will face the brunt of the crisis that we're witnessing today in the valley.